In this video, we are going to explore use cases for integrating external web forms with Bonterra Impact Management using Jotform. Sidekick Solutions is a Zapier certified expert. We work exclusively with nonprofit and public sector organizations, specializing in integrations and system automation for case management and donor management CRM software. Our team of integration experts support Zapier-enabled integrations and custom-developed integration using the Bonterra Impact Management API, the Connect API, and the Automated Import SFTP tool. We've released a number of products, including the Connect Auto Provision application, Zapier Connector, and Private API. This slide includes a list of our automated deployments to date across a variety of iPaaS platforms, applications, and solutions. We believe integration and automation are essential to user experience and the promise of efficient work through technology. The goal of case management software is to do less paperwork and serve more people. From our view, automation is the critical ingredient to realizing that full vision. This is why our team at Sidekick Solutions develops integration products and services for Bonterra Impact Management software. The challenge most users face is that the product does a great job of building an electronic record, but it is click-heavy. Because service delivery is a dynamic experience, the only way to reduce time is to reduce clicks and to do so smartly. This means we focus on automation and workflow rules that run conditionally, integrations that reflect Bonterra Impact Management's strengths as a customizable platform, remove double entry, and expand capability and capacity without requiring more human capital. Bonterra Impact Management is a constituent relationship management platform with a primary function of case management. It is geared towards serving individuals, engaging them, and interacting with them. But it may not be the only system you use. As a result, we think of it as a hub. Bonterra Impact Management is a strong end-user business application and serves well as the central hub of a tech stack. We find that users enjoy the look and feel, and it does a great job of building a case file per participant. Because it is a hub product, we have the opportunity to extend it with spokes. And we think about this process in 6 steps. You can use this to plan for extension of your technology stack with Bonterra Impact Management. When exploring new technology to extend your database, we encourage you to focus on your mission, strategic plan, and organizational goals, allowing real use cases to drive the adoption of new tools and applications. When we think about integrations, it is helpful to think of it as stacking bricks. Once you have one automation in place, you level up to the next layer and so on. This is how you can, over time, build a complete technology stack or ecosystem around your Bonterra Impact Management system. The journey to full system automation is never over. As more use cases require automation or other apps are added to your organization's tech stack, you will need to continue improving and expanding the solutions integrated with Bonterra Impact Management. Let's transition to use cases for integrating external web forms with Bonterra Impact Management. For these use cases, we will be using Jotform as the web form provider. Similar automations can be deployed for other web form platforms. The first use case we are going to explore is a standard participant intake flow. For this flow, the user will first complete a participant intake form, collecting the name, contact information, and demographics of the participant. When submitted, the data from the form will search for an existing Tier 1 participant, using the individual's name and date of birth as duplicate check fields. If an existing record is not found, a new participant will be created. With Jotform, we're able to enhance this experience by redirecting the individual directly from the intake form to required consents, assessments, and other data collection forms. For this demo, we will redirect the individual from the intake form to a consent form. Upon submission of the consent form, a Tier 2 document upload record will be created in the participant's document folder and classified as the consent form. Then the PDF of the Jotform submission will be uploaded and attached to the Tier 2 record. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this in real time. Right here, we've got our participant intake record. We're going to go ahead and enter our name, our date of birth, and an email. I'm going to put a phone number. In this case, for our demo, we have a very lean participant intake form. Jotform can support many different field types, conditional logic, and formatting to support your participants through the completion of this form. With the redirect feature in Jotform, when we submit our participant intake form, we can redirect that user directly to the consent form. These are actually set up as separate forms in Jotform, but the redirect allows for the user to have a seamless experience from one form to the other. Additionally, with the redirect, we are able to pre-fill details from that original intake form. As you can see, it has pre-filled our participant's name for us, and it is pre-populated today's date as a record and an audit trail of our signature. Once our participant signs the consent form and submits, they will be provided with a confirmation screen showing that they completed that intake packet and discussing any next steps. Now let's go over to Apricot and take a look at the data that's synced over for this participant. I'm going to navigate to my Tier 1 participant stack in Apricot. If we navigate to the document folder of our participant, we will see that Tier 2 document upload record. The next use case we are going to focus on is also focused on intake. But in this case, instead of intake for a single participant, we are completing an intake package for a household. When completing an intake for a family, it is common for organizations to also collect details on each member in the household. This solution allows for collection of the household details as well as individual member data. After completing the household intake form in Jotform, the automation will search for an existing Tier 1 household using the head of household's name and date of birth as duplicate check fields. If an existing record is not found, a new one will be created. Then the user will be redirected to the member profile form. This form is configured to redirect back to itself after each submission until the user has completed the member profile for the number of household members indicated on the household intake form. Once the last submission is received, the user is redirected to a confirmation page. Each submission of the member profile form will search for or create a Tier 2 member profile in the document folder for the Tier 1 household record. Now let's go ahead and demo what this would look like. Here we've got our household intake form. So I'm going to start by including my head of household's information and date of birth. Going to put an email address and a phone number. I'm going to indicate that there are 2 members in my household and complete the other demographic information. There are many features in Jotform that can also support your user experience. For example, if you have a lengthy form, you may want to enable the Save and Continue Later feature, which allows users to email themselves a link for completion of the form later, and also, again, to resend an email with that link to themselves. Once I've completed the household intake form and I click Submit, this is where my logic and Jotform is going to take me to my member profile via the redirect. Now, it is going to circle back to this member profile every time I submit it until I have submitted it for all members in my household, as indicated by my household size on the intake. Now, when I click Submit, it's going to give me a summary showing which household members I've submitted the form for. At this point, I haven't submitted it for any. And with this first redirect to the member profile, it's going to pre-fill with my head of household's information. So the name, date of birth, relation to head of household, phone, email. And then again, we can complete our additional demographic details. When I click submit, because I have not completed the member profile for all members of my household, it is going to redirect me back to that member profile and show me how many members I've submitted the form for and who those individuals are. I then can submit the form for my next individual. I can indicate if the phone number and email are different, I can go ahead and make a change to those. And then again, select my demographics. Now, in this case, this was the second member of my household, and I'd indicated that I only had 2 household members. So instead of being redirected back to the member profile, I was directed to the confirmation page. Now, if we navigate to our household Tier 1 stack in Apricot, we can see here is our Tier 1 record for that household, completed or populated from that household intake form. And if we go to our document folder, we will see those member profiles for each member of our household. Now, these use cases we've covered today are just the tip of the iceberg when integrating external web forms with Bonterra Impact Management. If you are interested in exploring deployment of this solution for your organization, contact us at sales@sidekicksolutionsllc.com to get started.